In the summer of 1877, millions starved to death across British India's Madras Presidency. This single famine left roads and villages carpeted in victims. This mass casualty event was triggered by a natural meteorological anomaly originating thousands of kilometers away, off the coast of Peru. 140 years ago, a Super El Niño caused a global collapse of weather patterns. Today, the latest models from the European Center for Medium-Range Weather Forecasts confirm this exact phenomenon is returning, with a peak projected for the summer of 2026. While some news reports might frame this as a simple string of hotter summers, the data suggests a much deeper disruption that will impact every level of our national infrastructure. Navigating the year 2026 requires preparing for a systemic failure of our agriculture, our economy, and the very safety of our city streets. Normally, Pacific trade winds blow east to west, pushing warm water toward Australia and pulling cold water up near South America. An El Niño weakens these winds. Warm water reverses, pooling in the central Pacific, shifting global moisture and cloud formation. This shift creates a global weather imbalance. Australia faces extreme dryness and bushfires, while India suffers through weakened monsoons and lethal heat waves. While El Niño is a natural cycle, it is now colliding with an atmosphere already heated by human activity. We are no longer starting from a stable baseline. Our global average temperature is already roughly 1.4 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. A Super El Niño stacks an additional 1.5 degrees on top of that baseline. It's the equivalent of turning on a space heater in a room that is already sweltering. This creates a total anomaly of nearly 3 degrees, a temperature extreme that human history has never recorded. The local impact begins with the monsoon. With 51% of Indian agriculture relying entirely on these rains, disruption leads directly to crop failure. When harvests fail, food prices climb. Historical data shows that a Super El Niño can trigger a 9% spike in food inflation, straining households that are already struggling with rising costs. In our cities, the problem is amplified by the urban heat island effect. Concrete and asphalt act as thermal batteries, soaking up solar energy all day and slowly radiating that heat back into the streets all night. This creates a localized paradox. Wealthier residents use air conditioning to cool homes, blasting concentrated exhaust heat directly into neighboring streets, raising outside temperatures further. This street-level heat is most dangerous for the 38 crore informal workers who have no choice but to work outdoors. Delivery drivers and construction laborers bear the full brunt of these temperatures without health insurance or legal protection. A thermal shift in the Pacific Ocean eventually becomes an inescapable economic and physical trap for those at the bottom of the urban ladder. We likely don't know the full scale of this tragedy because heat-related deaths are often systematically misclassified. Fatality records frequently cite secondary triggers like cardiac arrest or organ failure, effectively hiding the heat wave's true death toll. There is a bureaucratic incentive for this silence. Categorizing a heat wave as a notified disaster would legally require the government to provide a 4 lakh rupee compensation to the families of every victim. Instead of protecting its citizens, the state is actively removing our absolute most effective and affordable cooling infrastructure. In the name of development, thousands of hectares of primary forest and vital coastal mangroves are being leveled. From Mumbai to Delhi, urban green spaces are being replaced by the very concrete that fuels the heat island effect. These policies are dismantling the natural environment we need to survive the coming spikes in temperature. Since the state is failing to provide a safety net, survival depends on grassroots, localized action. Protecting existing, old-growth trees is the most impactful defense we have. A mature canopy can drop street-level temperatures by as much as 12 degrees Celsius, providing a literal life-saving shield for pedestrians. We must also rethink our energy consumption. Currently, offering cold water and a place to rest to the delivery drivers or security guards in your neighborhood is a direct way to prevent a heat stroke fatality. Children born in 2026 will likely experience 45-degree summers as their baseline reality. Our survival depends on the actions we take right now to preserve our remaining natural defenses and transition our energy systems.